The Buffalo Bulls are going to be on the road taking on those Toledo Rockets. And Toledo is favored in this. Holy Toledo, they're favored here in this one. Uh, Note the time change. In fact, I'm going backwards. I've started the video now, too late. This is actually the later game on the card. Let's just call it that. This one's a time change to 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. So sorry about that. Didn't mean to catch you off guard here. Um, Let me bring the football notes in here on this one with Buffalo and Toledo. This one opened as low as um, 50, opened as low as 14, and now we're up to 15, maybe even 15 and a half at some spots at this point with Toledo here. I even saw 16 and a half at one point before some buyback came in. And here's Thomas already ready to go. And he says, "Give me Toledo here in this one." Daryl's all, hey, Daryl, nice to see you today. He likes the over in the Maction Halloween college football. Or, oh, it's a question, actually. It says, like the over in Mac Action Halloween college football games? Or it could be kind of a question statement type of thing, like, I like them, Ramon. I like the over. Do you like the over? And man, I do. I do, Daryl. Let's take the over as our play with Buffalo and Toledo in this one. And Mike, what does that mean, Mike? You lost the last one? You lost the last game? And did you hedge or anything? I mean, oh man, a plus 10,000 on how much? Like $20 or $100 or 500? Well, let me know. That's just, man, hope you got something out of that. I'd feel terrible not capitalizing on, missing out on all that money. All right. Anyways, for Buffalo, they come in with a 3-5 record, 3-1 in the MAC. This is a big game. This is a big game, no doubt about it. They come in Buffalo 3-1. Toledo's 4-0, so 7-1 overall, but 4-0 in the MAC. They've won those games. Some of them were close, but they've been getting it done. They have wins by 2, by 4, by 7, and by 18 points in conference. And the only game they've lost are on that 6-game winning streak right now. They lost to Big Ten Illinois by just 2 points. 30-28. Toledo's done such a terrific job so far this season. They're averaging 225 yards on the ground so far this season. They've got a good quarterback. Yeah, they're often, favored by too many. I mean, this Toledo's been the team, right, or one of the best teams in the MAC for years. So a lot of times they are totally um, overvalued. They're also crazily enough crazily enough, they are 12-25 against the spread coming off of a victory. And we mentioned their record so far this season, 7-1, right? Great record for Toledo, 7-1, straight up, very impressive. Like I said, only loss was to Illinois. Okay, look, Illinois is not, but this is the MAC team, and Illinois actually went. I think we could agree that Illinois has been okay for Illinois, right? Not worse than any of the recent Illinois teams. If anything, just a tiny bit better or average from what they are. So Toledo has a 7-1 record, but uh, absolutely a dreadful coming off of a win. 12-25 against the spread in their last 37 games off of a win over the last 5 years. I mean, that's how many games they win, right? I mean, you know, uh, constantly 7, 8 wins from this Toledo Toledo team, if you will, if not more sometimes. One of the best teams in the MAC, but they just don't play well in the role of coming off of a victory. And they've already struggled this season in that role as well, usually just favored by too many points. So Buffalo has won the last three meetings, and we talked about the over a little bit. Uh, Look, uh, last three meetings against um, Toledo, Buffalo averages. Let's see. Let me just. Well, I was going to just read. I'll just read them all. They scored 34, the 31, 49, 34. So, uh, you know, 36 points a game they're averaging in the last three meetings against Toledo. So over is coming in five of the last seven meetings. And I'll go over in the. I'm sorry, you guys. You guys are typing. Said Ramon, you have it wrong. And look, I'm going over. It's not an alternate line. It's just a typo. It's 50.5. And let me fix that. Thank you, Ron, for that great stat. Let me show that. Let me get it right, too. I'm going to go over, and you know what I'll do is I'll make it. There's a 51 out there, so I'll give myself the hardest line to beat. I think you guys could find a 50 out there, even at this point, at one particular book that I'm showing. Mostly 50.5 right now, and there's a 51 out there as well. I'm going over with Buffalo and Toledo tonight. Do I got this right? I want to make sure I got the line right. I think I screwed up because of that, maybe entering in the wrong order there. Ron said, uh, Toledo average, they're winning at home by just 8 points. So this is probably too many points against a Buffalo team. Yeah, and right. I mean, for Buffalo, we didn't really talk too much about them. I mean, they're still Buffalo. Sure, they're 3-5, but well, we mentioned the records. They're 3-5, but they're 3-1 in the MAC so far this season. They've won three out of their last four after an uncharacteristic 0-4 start for Buffalo, and uh, they did lose to Fordham, which was of concern. But Buffalo. Um, they've gone under in four straight, but this coach 3-0 as a road dog so far this year for Buffalo. All right, Jamal is going to go over with me as well. Thanks, you guys. All right, enjoy this game. Northern Illinois and Central Michigan. We already saw someone with a go Huskies. Who was it? Double said, let's go, NIU. Let's go in there against Central Michigan today and have a good game. Is there a line? Why is there no line on this game? What is wrong with the producer of the show? We know there's a line here with Northern Illinois on the favorite on the road. If anything, they've been a runaway favorite to a certain extent. I'm showing it one book now. We're all the way up to 6.5 even with the Huskies. There's 5.5s out there. There's mostly sixes out there, but I'm showing one offshore book at 6.5 already, with it juiced up a little bit to the underdog, but still, nonetheless, looks like the move is on the road favorite here. Opened as low as -2, actually. When we were on that circa preview show, we talked about it mostly a general opener of 3, went up to as high as 4 when we were on the air, and finished it, uh, you know, now 6.5. So just a pretty big move here for Northern Illinois on the road. For those Huskies, they are 3-1 in conference play, 4-4 overall. They've won three straight games, so things are looking good here in conference, especially with the Huskies defense. They're allowing just what, maybe 13.3, I want to say, points per game over those three victories, and a +6 turnover margin in those three games too. That doesn't hurt. For NAU, they did win at Boston College. That was a good win, certainly. BC for a MAC team, and they also won at Akron. And for Central Michigan, they come in with a 2-2 record in the MAC, 4-4 overall. They've played some very close games, and they've been good in close games. You see the spread here, -6.5. Well, in games decided by 7 points or less, Central Michigan has been very good this season. In fact, their record is 4-1 in games decided by 7 points or less. But uh, Central Michigan, their big problem is the opposite of what Northern Illinois does. They turn the ball over way too many times. They're already -6 this season in the turnover department. Basically uh, 0.075 turnovers per game, and that's been a problem going back to last year a little bit. So, one thing they are pretty good though. So ever since McElwain's come in here, 4-0 against the spread as a home dog uh, for uh, McElwain at Central Michigan. So they've won 7 of the last 9 meetings as well. Has Central. And Northern Illinois just 2-6 in their last 8 trips here to play the making myself laugh here. Let me say it again. Let me start it over and say it the way I want to say it. Central Michigan, or let's see, Central Michigan 6-2 are the. Okay, let me try. Northern Illinois, the last 8 trips to meet the Chips, 2-6 against the spread. That's making myself laugh at stupid things. Last 6 trips in to face the Chips, they're 2-6 against the spread. So, MAC home underdogs so far this season. There've already been a few home underdogs, 3-7 in conference in MAC play. I don't know if I'm too worried about it here. I don't know. I'm gonna go over. I got another over for us. I'm going over tonight. All that talk, and I'm gonna go over. Yeah, 3. Only 3 of the last 10 meetings have gone over here, but is that 46? Is that? Oh, it is correct, huh? Okay, I see a 45 out there, but 46 for the. I see even a 46.5. Let me put that up there. Make sure we give you the worst line. And I'll take over Northern Illinois and Central Michigan. And that is a look at our sports action for today.